everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ulwandle Stories. And today you would have seen our incredible jellies in the exhibit as we made our way towards this beautiful boat. And we are going to take you on a collections trip to find these incredible jellies that we see all the time that sometimes are washed up on the beach. We're going to show you what they look like underwater. Join us. Very few have had the opportunity to view live jellyfish in their natural habitats. And that's where aquariums not only can share the beauty of these animals, but also contribute to the culturing of jellies. There's an incredible amount of care and work with the jellies at the aquarium, ensuring their future well-being, as they also have an important role in the marine ecosystem. Jellyfish are definitely interesting animals, and it's actually not correct to call them jellyfish, because they are not fish at all. These brainless, spineless, soft-bodied, gelatinous, pulsating, free-floating, and tentacled animals people have either fallen in love with or are left confused over their bizarre shapes and sizes.
My name is Krish, and I am responsible for taking care of our jellies and our corals and a few other strange invertebrates here at the Two Oceans Aquarium. I love jellies because they are some of the strangest, but most beautiful and extremely complex animals that we get to work with here at the aquarium. We usually can go out and collect jellyfish either through diving or scooping them from the surface, and then on some occasions we can also collect them when they strand on the beach. At the aquarium we breed our own jellyfish, and that allows us to have animals with no parasites. So these are wild core jellyfish, and so they have lots of parasites in them which can damage the jellyfish and weaken them and give them a very high parasitic load and basically lower their survival. So by us removing their parasites, we increase their survival and we help them to be healthy again. I find jellies fascinating because they are so delicate but yet so complex at the same time. And they're one of those animals where we think we know a lot, but we actually don't know anything, if anything, about them in the first place, because they're always teaching us and they're always evolving with what they reveal to us. At the aquarium, we have our own jelly lab. And what that allows us to do is to grow our own jellyfish and to grow jelly species that nobody else gets to grow or to study around the world. It gives us the opportunity to excitingly see something grow from smaller than 1 millimeter to something that's a meter big. we go through many stages of life cycles as we grow those jellies. In the lab, we'll have these polyp cultures. We have settled from the wild caught jellyfish, and as long as we have those polyp cultures, we can then grow the jellyfish species to put in exhibit so that we can show the people the heritage of all the animals or all the jellies that they could possibly see in the ocean that you can only see along South Africa. In the lab, the baby jellyfish need to be fed 3 to 4 times a day, at least 3 to 4 different diets depending on their stage of development. And then outside of the lab, those jellyfish also get up to 6 feeds a day. So it's busy back and forth, water changes, feeding constantly throughout the day. Jellies get washed up on beaches for a few reasons. Firstly, there's a process we call senescence. The jellies have given off their sperm and their eggs, and they have now finished their role in their life cycle. The jellyfish then die and end up washing up on beaches. In stormy weather and currents, jellyfish have an umbrella that has 2 layers, and air and bubbles can get trapped in that very easily, allowing the jellyfish to get stuck at the surface when a turbulence causes these bubbles to get stuck in their heads. That then causes these jellies to be dragged by the currents and end up on the beach. Lastly, jellyfish are completely dependent on where the current takes them. And if the current changes its course and it heads towards the shore, the jellies unfortunately go with that current, or the wind takes them as well. Collecting jellies during the day can be very opportunistic. We can see them from the surface and scoop them up with nets, or we can actually dive for them and capture them underwater and bring them to the surface. But collecting jellyfish at night is a completely different story. Animals like box jellyfish can easily be attracted to light because that's where the jellyfish's prey goes. And so using something like a light trap to attract box jellyfish is one of the simplest ways to catch animals like that at night. Jellies are really important animals. They are indicators of when ecosystems go out of sync or out of whack, and they start showing up in ways that are abnormal out of the norm. Jellies are also extremely important because they play a key role in carbon transport within the ecosystem, because they lock up nutrients and carbon that's found at the surface and is able to return that carbon and that nutrient back to the bottom of the ocean. And when upwelling occurs, that nutrients is then placed back again into the upper water column for other phytoplankton to use afterwards. Some oceans, jellyfish are actually fished and lots of jellies are actually removed from the ecosystem. And so that carbon cycle that we spoke about earlier can't really be completed. And a lot of other animals that are also dependent on jellyfish as food can also be disrupted. Threats to jellyfish don't only just stop at the jellies, they also stop on everything else that is dependent on the jellies.
Jellyfish are phenomenal animals with their unique alien-like forms, having been around for some 650 million years, said to predate the dinosaurs, with very little change to their lifestyle and form. Found in all the world's seas and oceans, and some even in freshwater. South Africa is home to a great diversity of these mysterious animals, and at the Two Oceans Aquarium, you can see and learn from them at our incredible jelly gallery.